Yo, what's up, everybody? What's up, Plume Bob, Dark as the Demon, Cloak, Anthony Daniels, Noah. Yeah, the chapter was Peak Noah, you're right. Brian Garcia, what's up? We got some members in here. Thanks for coming in, y'all. You know, wants to smoke, he does. This we'll be talking about a lot about, William made Lucius transform William's bow Lucifero. I mean, I think that's solid for sure. I mean, obviously it's debatable, but I think that it makes it more likely than not, yeah. The chapter got some Yuno haters making some noise. Every time Yuno does something cool, that happens. But Flaming Gaming Tube, yo, what's up? Yuno's looking clean. And he's about to go off. Yeah, this chapter is peak. Peak Yuno. I was waiting for the stream earlier. I want to work while I listen to it. Oh, nice. Yeah. We're a bit later today. What? What's up? Sleeping Danger. Can't stay since it's 2 a.m. here. All I want to say is Yuno's my Wizard King. Nice, yeah. Flaming. Yuno's base is more than country level. Well, actually, I mean, it's been more than multi-continental for a long time in Black Clover, Yuno's base form. Because the Fire Spirit Salamander is multi-continental. And Yuno's base surpasses that. At the very least in the Elf arc. Great chapter, yes, Booth, it is. There's a lot to talk about, really. I mean, the main thing is the power scaling implications too, but like, because we don't really get a lot of story from this. I mean, you do get some interesting stuff, but let's just go through the chapter real quick. Let me see if this is working. All right. Is it working? Oh yeah, it's working. Yeah. So basically, it does look like I think I said this in the last chapter. Is like I'm not gonna believe Jack's dead because it looks like because he falls into Yami's hands here in this page, and then it looks like William is using his Yggdrasil magic to heal him. Remember, William can heal people from even like near death stuff with his World Tree magic, and then he goes to attack Lucius. And I like his dialogue. I mean, William's a lot to atone for, so I was hoping that he could do a bit more this chapter and maybe overall against William, but hopefully he'll do something against his forces and not necessarily have to beat him. But yeah, this is kind of like the main talk of the town for like any sort of power scaling stuff. Was William goes and he attacks Lucius, and Lucius actually just activates time magic around him and goes into his paladin form. So this is leading a lot of people to question if Lucius needed to transform to actually take these attacks, like, because if that's the case, then that means that William's stronger than Lucifero, because base Lucius is stronger than Lucifero. Personally, I think this is fine to use, because like why wouldn't he just stay in his base form or whatever? I don't know. It can be like kind of like a 50-50 thing, but it is evidence for it. But I mean, you could also say that he's just transforming because all of the captains are about to attack him, and Yuno isn't a part of that squad. So, but then again, he also has time magic, so I don't know. But yeah, so he turns into a paladin. This is like interesting, right? So this magic is trying to touch Lucius right here. Like this is not the time. The time orb's right here. It looks like it's breaking apart at the top. Like this is making me wonder if you can't even really touch Lucius because of the time magic around him, and it's eroding away the tree. That's what it looks like to me, because it looks similar to his arm right here. But like, yeah, so William loses his arm again from Lucius's time magic. His leg, and man, I think that William's manhood is gone. Like, that shit is gone. Sorry, William, you're not gonna have a family line. But yeah, Lucius basically says he's stronger than all the captains, which, I mean, we're talking about a dude who has mana sensing, but also he has the ability to see the future. Which means he basically knows that none of these captains have the ability to fight him. Or beat him at the very least. And basically, it's a really these things in the sky. Remember, we all thought these were paladins. Now, these could be paladins, but they look pretty different, right? Like, these don't look like normal paladins. Maybe, like, kind of the theory is that these are just devils that were purified into, like, angels. That, excuse me. That, like, he took, like, low-ranked devils and just purified them. Because, like, a paladin is a devil, or devil power, and a human then purified. But this is just a devil purified. That would make sense, I guess. But yeah, they don't really have legs. But they're weird. I wonder if this is a spell or what this is. I hope we get a little bit about what it is. But basically, they all start to attack the Clover Kingdom. And this is, like, crazy, right? These Magic Knights, all who have trained for a week in preparing for this battle, are basically shitting their pants at this. So we can't stop all of those. There's no way we could defend against that. Now, this overall will lead up to some interesting implications because the captains don't even actually try and negate it. But they look at all of these beams of light, which whenever this gets calculated, this is probably going to be like a pretty big speed feat for Yuno coming up. But yeah, because there is, I think that we counted, 36 of them last chapter, or there was 40. And each of them are shooting several beams, and they're all nearly hitting the city. Everybody's looking up, and these are beams of light. We can even see it illuminating them in the chapter. And then Yuno activates all these stars. It looks like he creates them maybe one at a time. I don't know. But he creates this force field around the Clover Kingdom, and it bounces them all out. So that's going to be probably a pretty decent, like, FTL, maybe MFTL feat for Black Clover. But yeah, also just crazy feat for Yuno. Because these, the Magic Knights were shitting their pants. Like, they didn't think they could stop it. And Yuno just did it in his base form. And also, this is like other stuff, right? So you have Yami looking at it. He's like, it's only been a year and some, because it's been 15 months. But he's leveled up that much. And remember, this is Yuno in base still. Like, we can go down here. This is base Yuno, and like Yami is like, he's that strong in 15 months. So we have to think about it, right? Yuno, or Yami should have knowledge of how much stronger Yuno can get. And he thinks that, and remember, he fought alongside a full Spirit Dive Yuno in the Spade Saga. But he thinks this base Yuno is far stronger than he could have possibly got in 15 months. So this is wild stuff. Like, so yeah, this is good power scaling, but also like in terms of the narrative, Yami realizing how strong Yuno is, but also whether this is William thinking this or whether it's Yami. We get a flashback of the Clover Kingdom back in the Alpha getting attacked with light magic. And it's obviously a parallel to Yuno, because Lucius just attacked the Clover Kingdom with light magic, and then Yuno redirected it. Now, there are different scales, because this is the entire Clover Kingdom, whereas this is just the capital, or maybe like just the noble realm. So it is like smaller, but in terms of power levels, it's still like better, because like Yuno is way stronger than Patri or that version of Julius. But basically William looks up and he's like, you've surpassed me. And this is, remember, base Yuno. So base Yuno is stronger than the post 15-month time skip captains, or at least William. And he says, I appoint you captain of the Golden Dawn. So Yuno is now finally, and this is basically what kind of like I've been saying, is that everybody for the last several months that Black Clover's been out, everybody's been saying that Yuno is a captain. I'm like, we gotta wait, because just because he has the rank of a captain, it does not mean that he's actually a captain. And now this is the case, because he wasn't a captain. It's kind of similar to how basically the senior Magic Knight first class, that is the rank of what a vice captain is, but just because you are that rank does not mean you're a vice captain. So I'm gonna take a little break to see what you guys are saying in chat. I missed a fair amount, but if he was easily higher, I mean, in terms of range, it's lesser, but it's like in terms of the power needed, yeah, it is higher. Limelight, that doesn't logically follow. What's the song you use in your background? Actually, my brother made that song. He's actually going to be starting his own music like channel and stuff. He's making a lot of music. So I can't even really plug him because he has no social media or anything. Doesn't even have a name yet, but he makes some pretty good music. Okay, let's get back to the chapter. Just finish it, and we can talk about it. But I guess this is pretty much the end, actually. Basically, Yuno thinks of Lily and Asta, and then he thinks of, because remember, Father Orsi and all the children of the church, they were there to see Asta getting appointed to Senior Magic Knight and being acquitted. So they were all there. So like, this is why I think that they're all there, and then they're crying to Yuno because, for one, Sister Lily got turned into a paladin, so they lose Sister Lily. But also, from as far as I know, Asta's dead. So, I really wish that we actually could have seen this in the manga. Like, this is why I really think I wish Tabata didn't just get right into the Judgment Day arc. Like, after the Land of the Sun arc, if we got a whole build-up of, preparing for Lucius, like, starting with this right here. Imagine if we started that arc, like, preparing with him, meeting his siblings and Father Orsi, and then also, like, him preparing. Like, I think we could have had a lot more character development for from an arc. But we're just getting right into it, and we just get one panel of this, which, yeah, that's a little bit of a critique for me, but at least this was shown, at the very least. But says, there's no way I could ever forgive you. And this panel really reminds me of when Asta was facing Yurlu. And the weird, like, design of this panel, it's like when Asta kind of overcame his lack of confidence. Maybe it's like kind of doing the same. Like, and Asta are paralleling each other again. What he says, there's no way I could ever forgive you, but that's not why I'm going to defeat you. I'll do it because I'm the man who will become the Wizard King. And Lucius thinks, I knew I'd have to put you down myself. Which, I mean, we've known this for a long time now. That, is the only threat to Lucius's plans. So, the bandage around Yuno's arm is going away. And I remember one of my theories was that it's going to be an arm made of pure mana. Does not look to be the case, as this looks like to be his normal hand. But I'm sure there's going to be something interesting about what this arm's going to be. I really can't wait for... In a few days, we'll know, because the leaks will come out. But yeah, pretty good chapter. I'm going to go and make a poll for you guys to see what you guys think. So is stronger than Asta now, or not? It's really hard to compare them at the time. If it really, like I said, it just depends, because if those things in the sky were actually a spell of Lucius, it would add a lot of evidence that would have the scaling, because we have to really see, though, right? It's hard to say, because like, if fights with Lucius, who's in his paladin form and does well, I mean, that's a better feat. But then again, Asta's gotten a lot stronger, and he has Zen, which is a 24 to 40, maybe even 100 times multiplier. It depends. I'm sure that if does well against Lucius, like his paladin form, that probably has the best scaling. Oh yeah, I'm gonna do a poll of what you guys thought about this chapter. Great. Good. Okay. Bad. Can't wait for the Asta vs. Meliodas video. That's gonna be probably in a few months, but yeah. That'd be a good one. To show 88 normal stars that refer to the 88 constellations that we can see from the Earth. That'd be interesting. I know people have been trying to count how many stars he made, but why am I? I probably agree with base being above Yami. But how does stop the time stop? I think he's gonna be... So, if you don't know, stars emit a lot of gravity and has a lot of mass, and a lot of mass and gravity, it warps space-time. So because of Yuno's ability, he should be able to warp space-time. When's the Black Clovers and an Naruto clone coming out? So basically I delayed that video. That was going to come out yesterday, but then on Friday the new Black Clover trailer came out, and I wanted to make a breakdown on it because I saw a lot of really interesting stuff in it. So I delayed that. That's gonna be coming out this Wednesday. So just a few days, but I also it's kind of good because the video just kind of like because of my video editing software really shitting the bed. It didn't let me. It kind of messed with the audio, so I have to go through in the original file and just mess. And I basically have to lower the music now. That's it. But it's done. But I just need to go through, re-render it with a little bit quieter music. Yeah. Yo, what's up, Faith? How's it going, man? Hope you're doing good. Do I think Yuno will end up with Charmy at the end of the series? I mean, I want that to happen, but we don't really get a lot of between them. Like, let's just see. Stars are huge balls of pressurized gas. I mean, yeah. Can Yuno beat Yosuga? See, that's already becoming a huge debate, right? Is it... I see Yuno versus Yosuga. Yuno versus the Ryuzen. That's a huge debate. I don't know, right? Like, I see that Yuno, for sure, scales above all of the Ryuzen, except for maybe Yosuga. Because Yosuga was playing around in his base with a Zeton partial double unit Asta. And remember, that was in his base. And he was also getting... And Asta was getting helped by Fujio. So... Oh, nice, man. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to it because I'm probably going to be moving too in about a month or so. So definitely not looking forward to that. I mean, at least it's not a far move though. But glad that your move went smoothly, seemingly. Mythical. I feel like Asta and Osteroth have a similar connection. Not only their names, he has been removed from the underworld, and you're supposed to beat the demon to get its power. Excuse me. Broku, you have to take something into account, and that is that Yuno's mana is arcane level and base, and sacred in its form, and you know very well that the magic of arcane and above 100% are real. I don't know what you're trying to say with that, honestly, Thundercat. So, I don't know what you mean. So please just, if you comment again, just rephrase it. You got packed by the Paladins. Yosuga? Yosuga did not get packed by the Paladins. Who is saying Yosuga got packed by the Paladins? Carnard will scale to Lucius? I don't think so. If he comes in, maybe, but... The start its temperature is 30,000 plus. Now, how hot do you think its stars will be plus the magic of wind? I mean, I think he will use solar wind. But I don't know how hot his stars are going to be honest. Was he one-shot by the combo spell? Yosuga was not there. Yosuga was toying with the Paladins in his base form. Remember, Yosuga's training Asta. You know him very well. I like that a lot. Y'all the goats for that. Would I ever do a collab with Swag Kage? I mean, yeah, I would. I don't know why we ever would. Unless if it's like I guess maybe if it's a cross, like a versus battle between Black Clover and Naruto. Because like he just does, mainly Naruto, and I do mainly Black Clover. And I don't plan on ever making Naruto content exclusively. Like, Speener and I have another like Naruto and Black Clover crossverse video that we're doing, and we actually have a lot planned. But besides that, I'm not ever gonna like just make a Naruto video unless if something changes, because I like Naruto a lot, but it's just not. I don't know. I just don't see myself making videos on it. Do you think Austin will get the eye? I don't think he'll get the Tengensu eye, no. But honestly, if Asta can sacrifice Libe or his anti-magic for it, then why not? I mean, it would be a pretty crazy parallel if he becomes the Wizard King like Ryu became the Shogun because of that. I don't know if use the Devil's Bargain or his own version of it, because we see his arm. On Lima, I think that you or Speener and I pretty much have the similar or the same scaling for uh, this current arc, but we haven't talked about it in maybe a couple months, so I don't know what his actual position is. Solar Wind have a form? I don't. I kind of looked into Solar Form because I made a video, not Solar Form, Solar Wind, a few months ago when I made the Yuno video on how he could defeat Lucius. Solar Wind, I don't even remember how to exactly describe it. But it's like an actual physical, like it's actually an actual thing in our real world. Here, let me just look it up. Because I think it like in real world, it's a super powerful force. It's basically like a wind made by the sun. Like, basically, like, I mean, obviously more complex than that, but this is Black Clover, not physics. Lacoste. I mean, like I said, I would, but like, I mean, it takes. It's not that simple. Paladin voice will literally happen. Maybe. You think Yami's gonna get rocked? I think Yami could get rocked, and then he'll activate his Devil Heart. Remember, he's got a Devil Heart in there. Alright, I want to see what you guys voted on the poll. Nobody said it was bad this week. And we had 64% great, 33% good, and 2% okay. So this is a very, very well liked chapter. I mean, demon mythology is in Black Clover. Yeah. That would be cool. Just Iron if Asta like ascended his grimoire and got a 6-leaf. I think just because Morris is back does not mean his potential was wasted. It definitely was wasted in the Spade Saga because Morris's potential was as his own villain. Now he's a pawn or subservient to Lucius, so his potential is already wasted in a sense, not completely, but a lot of it was. That's my opinion on it. Everything gonna do it in One Piece versus Black Clover video, or is that too contentious? Not at all. Actually, you guys will see pretty soon that I'm starting to cook something up with One Piece. So, like the stream all. Yeah, thanks, Faith. Yeah, everybody like the stream if you are enjoying. Appreciate that. But yeah, I thought the chapter was definitely probably between great and good. I say this every time I talk about a chapter. It's hard for me to rate a single chapter because like a chapter is a chapter. I prefer to like review or give my thoughts on an arc or a saga, but it was good, pretty good, great, maybe. I don't know. How come magic was so underdeveloped in the beginning of Black Clover to the point where Yosuga, when he was like 17, can solo the entire kingdom? I don't know if that's about magic being underdeveloped or if that's just Yosuga being Yosuga. What I think about Charmy saving Wino at one point. I really want. That's why I wanted Tabata to not go right into the Judgment Day arc. I wanted like a Yuno preparation arc, a Black Bulls, like an Asta retrieval arc with the Black Bulls, and then like one more mini arc with Land of the Sun to like learn more about Charmy, because Charmy's the god of food in the Land of the Sun. Like, what is going on, Tabata? Please give us some more. It'd be funny if we saw the former Wizard Kings in the manga from the movie releases. That is actually possible, because I think that was probably the plan. As the movie comes out, and then a week or two later, it happens in the manga that the Wizard Kings get brought back as paladins too. But it's a lot harder. It's probably hard to change a lot of those plans. So we might get Paladin Conrad, Paladin Princia in the manga before the movie. But I also think that it is something. While it would be hard, just like to delay it a few months, they probably could just rearrange what the story they're trying to tell. Maybe they just put a completely different series of fights before Paladin Conrad is supposed to be revealed in the manga. Low-key, Charmy might be a gag character at this point, unfortunately. She kind of is a mixture of a gag character. Like, it's almost like her... Like, she has a gag character form. Like in her like basically like her like weird like chibi form that she has, she is a gag character. But when she turns into a her hybrid form, she's not. When she has like her regular like angry form, she's not. But yeah, she like is like a mixture between a real character and a gag character. Oh, and definitely La Casa. I definitely think that that is a parallel to Asta, the bandage on his arm. I just don't know what it will be though. But I think that was the reasoning behind it. Imagine if Black Clover went high magic sci-fi. Oh yeah, that would be so sick. Like that's why it would be really cool if Tabata after Black Clover is done, if you did like a sequel, and it's like 100 or 1,000 years after Black Clover, and the technology of the Clover Kingdom and actually the world of Black Clover has evolved. So now they still have magic, but they have like spaceships and stuff. Like imagine if like Tabata like did his own like Star Wars with like it's a mixture of sci-fi and fantasy. That'd be cool. I guess kind of like Eden Zero. Eden Zero is kind of like a science fantasy. We haven't seen that. Yeah, I know it's been so long since we've seen Hybrid Charmy. Like almost. I know. I think it's been 100 chapters now. Because she was fighting Halibut, the Dark Disciple, like in the 250s. So I think it has been over 100 chapters since we've seen Hybrid Charmy. That is wild. We still haven't even seen her ultimate magic yet either. Jake Wolf. Lysita as a paladin. It would need to be done. I mean, this is like almost everything. It would need to be done well, but it would be interesting depending on how. Like, if he just does paladin Lysita, and we don't get a lot of like dialogue or flashbacks, and it's just kind of like a fight, and then Asta just slashes her magic, and then she gets turned back to normal with like a not really a lot of build up, then it might not be worth it. But if he actually cares and puts the time and takes care into it, it could be really cool. I have not seen or read Boruto Mythical. I have seen one episode of Boruto, and that was that crazy fight a few years ago. Was that like Naruto and Sasuke versus Momoshiki or something like that? That was like the fight of the year at the Crunchyroll Awards. That's the only episode of Boruto I've seen. I've never read the manga. I own the first volume, but I have not read it yet. Alrighty, Mr. Star. Hope you enjoy the chapter. It's a pretty good one. Do you think all the captains will die in this mini arc? No. But lots of interesting stuff. I might have really had like a brain fart. But you know what the funny thing about this chapter is I now see people on Twitter, on Reddit, and I think even some of my YouTube comments saying that, you know, Yuno is so talented, Asta's not. Like, there is a specific tweet, and I mean, this is actually like a fine tweet. I'm not gonna say because I don't want to send any hate to this person because I actually like agree with what they're saying, but just not like the full message. They basically just said Asta in 15 months managed to have his Devil Union time extended from 5 minutes to 10 minutes at the cost of reducing his overall output, and Yuno multiplied the number of his stars by roughly 16 times in the same time period. And they were arguing Asta was talented. Because I don't know if you guys remember, I think I talked about this on stream months ago, but there was like a weird war within the Black Clover community of people saying that Asta wasn't talented, despite several statements in the actual series that he is talented, and also like feats that he is talented. But like because of like Yuno coming and doing this, and then they're comparing Yuno's use of star magic to Asta's partial devil Yuno to say that Asta's not talented, right? Which I mean, like I said, I partially agree with this person's take. But like, because yeah, Yuno is more talented than Asta. But to say that Asta is not talented because I actually responded to this person, and I said, Asta learned Zedden instantly and mastered it in 4 days. Meanwhile, the entire Land of the Sun, a nation of key users, can only produce 7 people with the ability to use Zedden. So, like, that was like my response to that. Like, okay, yeah, Yuno's talented, but to say Asta's not talented, like, you can't be not talented and learn Zedden instantly and master it in 4 days. Because the healing mage from the Land of the Sun said that experienced Yojutsu users can spend years training and never manage to do a Zedden. And Asta did it on his first try. And remember, the Land of the Sun is where key is basically used. So an experienced mage and a key user, a more experienced key user and mage than Asta, can spend years training to use Zedden and still not even learn how to do it. And Asta did it on his first try. So like that's like my like. It's just weird, right? Yeah, Asta mastered Zedden super quickly. Yeah. There's different levels of talent and different applications of talent. Basically, Asta's talent is he can learn things really quickly. But it's a talent. It's definitely a talent. But, yeah, I don't know. Like, I'm a huge fan of Yuno. And, yeah, he is the most talented. But, I mean, Asta's talented as well. But, also, this is another huge topic of people are trying to figure out how strong Yuno is now. I'll bring up this statement from the Spade Saga, which kind of would imply that Yuno is insanely powerful right now. Which, I mean, it's pretty well backed up and supported. But we have this here. It says, the stronger the mage, the more stars are born. It's essentially saying that the more stars Yuno can make, that means the stronger he is. If we go back to this chapter, I mean, and also remember, Yuno could only make 5 stars against Zenon. That was even in full Spirit Dive. But now, Yuno can make like what one like these little specks right here are all a star. Like look at all of these stars. Even just right here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and you can see like so barely 9, right? So even if we just only counted these stars, Yuno is almost twice as strong right now in his base than he was as a full Spear Dive in the Spade Saga. But like I've seen multiple people count this. I have not tried to count it. Maybe I will. I don't know. But I've seen people say it's between 70 and 80 stars. So if you think about it like that, it's arguable that base Yuno right now is what? That would be 40 times stronger than his Spade Saga self. Which is wild. Yeah, Yuno would pimp slap any Spade Saga character. It's definitely it's bad. Like, but yeah, basically this is what I've been saying. I've been saying this for months now. That base Yuno was stronger than his full Spirit Dive from the Spade Saga. I've been saying this for months. People were calling me crazy, but guess what? It happens again. And nobody's going to give me credit for it. But I've been saying this for months. So. He got 16 times stronger. Oh my god, am I that? Why did I say 40? Jesus Christ, I'm so tired. That would be 16, you're right. Why did I think 40? Oh, because I thought he had 2 stars when I was 5. That makes, yeah. Good for calling me out, yeah. Yuno solos 100% Lucifero, for sure. For sure. I mean, the fact that Lucius thinks he needs his paladin form to beat him is already proof enough. Remember, base Lucius was over 100% Lucifero. Like, he's more powerful than 100% Lucifero. But I'm not a scaler, not a good one at least. I mean, don't doubt yourself. Also talented, nothing. Yeah, nothing wrong with also being talented. He is. Almost everybody in the world, like in our world, is talented at something. I don't think the human race would have survived if like 99% of people in the entire world was talented at least one thing. Like, just because Asta is the underdog and he's supposed to live in this society that goes against him does not mean he's not talented. Noel and Mars. Yeah. You watched 20 One Piece episodes today? Man, take a rest. How strong is Spirit Dive Yuno now? We're talking about, like, attack potency and shit? Like, is he planet level, or... Because, I mean, this... Like... Do you think... Yeah, Yuno would be planetary, because he scales above Lucifero. I don't think that was 100% Lucifero. Well, remember, Faith, Adramalik took 50% of Lucifero's heart, and then Lucius went and attacked Lucifero and took his other heart. So he would have 100%. True Devil Union, post-time skip before Zeton, versus partial Devil Union, post-Zeton. So you're talking about which is stronger as like a form or a multiplier. Partial Devil Union with Zeton, or True Devil Union without Zeton. So I would say that partial Devil Union with Zeton is probably stronger than True Devil Union. Now my reasoning for that is that Ryu has Tengensu, so he sees everything, right? That means he saw True Devil Union and Asta fight Lucifero, which means he knows that True Devil Union exists. But that means he knows that if Asta goes back, that there's a chance that he could use True Devil Union, but he did not think that Asta had a shot. But he thinks that Asta has a shot with Zeton. So that's why I think, yeah, that partial Devil Union with Zeton is stronger than just True Devil Union with no Zeton. So that's like my reasoning. Excuse me. Mythical. So yeah. Basically, Lucius and Julius are two human souls that we know of. They are two human souls living inside the same body, kind of similar to Patri and William. So yeah, Lucius, as far as we know, is a human, but he has soul magic that lets him purify devils. So what he did is he ate Lucifero's heart, and then he can purify the devils that he's also taken as well. Faith, I think he said I was saying that, like, base Lucius right now, like, he's stronger than 100% Lucifero because he absorbed, like, both hearts. But no, when he fought when Lucius actually fought Lucifero, he would only have half. But but then he absorbed it, so he would be above, but only after. Jack got smoked. He really did, unfortunately. I appreciate all you do. Love watching your vids. I appreciate that, Jake. Appreciate that a lot. No. I don't think Jack's dead, guys. I'll go to why I think that. So, in the chapter, Yami goes to hold Jack. The tree starts going towards them. And then later, it doesn't look like... Oh, there it was. It doesn't look like Yami is holding Jack anymore. Or maybe he is down here, I guess, but... You think he'd maybe keep him up or something. I don't know. But remember, William has really good healing magic, so I think that William probably just sent a tree to heal Jack. And that's why he's not in Yami's arms anymore. No, you're good, Faith. I think that probably sounded like I said that. Why doesn't Asta use True Devil Union in this arc, though? See, that... Good bring that, Beaky. Or Bikey. Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. That is... So I'm making a video, which is... my review of the Land of the Sun arc. And that is one of my critiques about the Land of the Sun arc. Is that... Asta needs some sort of power, or reach a power level... that'll let him defeat Lucius. Yet, True Devil Union is not even mentioned at all. It's not even flashed back to. It's not thought about or anything. Ryu's not like, oh, can you use that True Devil Union form again? Like, we get nothing. That is such a weird thing. Like, Asta got his most powerful transformation at the time to defeat the King of Devils with it. And we get no, like, okay, sure, yeah, Zetten's gonna help, but wouldn't you also want to find a way to use True Devil Union? And, like, imagine True Devil Union with Zetten. Like, combine the two. Like, it's so weird, like, that True Devil Union is just not mentioned. It's so weird. So, yeah, Bicky, I think it's probably just he can't use it, and they need, like, a higher level of resonance or to train more. But yeah, it is really weird why True Devil Union is not used. It really is. Because you would think that if they could at least get the basics of Devil Union down in a few days, that after 15 months they could use True Devil Union. Yeah, it's really weird. Really, really weird. Don't know why. I really only noticed this upon retrospection after reading the Land of the Sun arc, because I think we all kind of thought that it would get brought up of like, oh, Asta, because remember Ryu can see everything, so he should have seen it. Asta, what about that 5-horn form you used to beat the King of Devils with? Can you use that? Like, or why can't you? Let's try and figure it out. I don't know. I'd be happy if Yuno beat Lucius. Yeah, I think that Lucius could win the battle, but his forces will win the battle. Maybe he'll lose to Yuno, but then I don't know. There's a lot of ways. It's so hard. Like it's so like because this arc came out of nowhere for me. I did not think we were getting the Judgment Day arc. I thought we were gonna get a Yuno build-up arc, a Black Bull's Asta retrieval arc, and then go back to Land of the Sun for a mini arc, and then we'd start Judgment Day. But yeah, I don't know. It's really hard for me to predict right now. That's a good point, Justin. I think that would be a good thing for Asta to do. Like, imagine if he fights impartial or even regular Devil Union, but when he uses his Zetten, he actually transforms to the True Devil Union with his Zetten. That'd be cool. It'd be like Goku going from God to Blue, God to Blue, God to Blue. You know, ain't win this fight against Lucius. I think he has a chance, right? He has like a 1 in 20,000 chance. Oh my god. Yeah, Lucius, I think, will win this battle. Maybe we'll get another arc after, and then it will be the real final battle. Mythical, I mean, you have to look at it as that Lucius can see the future. So that means he needed Patri to defeat Julius. It means he probably knew that Julius was going to come back as a kid, and he needed that. Remember, because if Julius beats Patri, there's no defeat of Lucifero, because if Julius beats Patri, then he goes in and he just bodies like Red, which means Asta does not learn his Black Divider, Yuno does not learn Zephyr, and then it completely changes everything. And according to the butterfly effect, that means it's very likely that Lucifero doesn't get defeated. Mr. Star, we kind of talked about this earlier, but stars in like our real world, because of how heavy they are and the gravity they produce, they warp space-time. So that's how I think can be a weakness to Lucius. And I also think that because he has 2 souls in his body, that's another weakness, because we know that like Lucius doesn't have complete control over Julius, or else he would just make him completely fall in line. So that's why I think that could also have another advantage, is that he has 2 souls in his body, which means soul magic might not work very well. Wouldn't Julius be strong enough to defeat Lucifero, though? Yeah, he should be. But that kind of, again, shows that Lucius cannot control Julius. Like, well, that's what I was just saying. Like, there's no promise that if Julius goes and beats Lucifero, like, remember, Lucius can see like 40,000 timelines. This is the one. This is how he gets Lucifero's power. Um, how strong do you think a hypothetical 100% Lucius before absorbing Lucifero? Weaker than 50% Lucifero since he need. Yeah. I think that, yeah, it's very likely that Lucius, before eating any of his heart, eating any of Lucifero's hearts, was likely weaker than 50% Lucifero. I think that maybe it could be that Lucius was maybe like equal or maybe even a bit stronger than 50% Lucifero, but because gravity is an advantage over time, he probably would have lost the fight. Um, but also, like, he needed to go this way because this is how he got Lucifero to split in two. He needed it to go this way so he could get one heart, then beat him, and then take the other. I'm waiting to see more of Lucius so I can put him against Yuha Bach. I mean, honestly, I really truly believe that Lucius is gonna pull away Yuha Bach, and he's gonna try and merge the living world and the underworld, like how Yuha Bach wanted to merge. What was it? The living world, the Soul Society, and Hueco Mundo. Was that the runs he wanted to combine? XD anime. That's just how gravity in real life works. Gravity warps, distorts space time. So, if Tabata's following, like, physics, which he usually does, then gravity will be a weakness to space time, or space or time. Broken ignored your. I don't know what your hypothesis was. But what was I saying? So I think that Lucius is going to, after he beats Yuno, he's gonna go and take the Shadow Palace, and while in the Shadow Palace, which is the border between the living world and the underworld, he's gonna merge the two worlds together, and then purify it and make it heaven. So basically, he's gonna do what he does to Paladins to the two universes. But I'll scroll up and see what you said, Mr. Star. I see. Stars also control time. I thought he was gonna win because Sylph would freeze time like she did before. Yeah, I don't think she actually ever freeze time. I just think that's how powerful she was, and that just showed her speed. But it could be. What do I think Yuno's new power-up will be? I think it'll be an even fuller version of Spirit Dive. I think it'll be a higher resonance of, like, Saint Stage with Bell. It'll be the fourth Spirit weapon, and then a mastery of a Star Magic, and then a combo spell between the two, and it'll create Solar Wind. So I think that's what Yuno's power-up will be. Because Solar Wind is actually a real concept in our world. So since he has Star Magic and Wind Magic, I think he's going to make Solar Wind. And since we know that his spirit weapons are named after the 4 Greek wind gods, there's still one more that he needs. So Lucius out here, yeah, I think he could end up doing that, but also with just what he can do with his magic, he might not even need the elves to go through the Shadow Palace. With how many magic types he has, soul magic, all these like hacks magic abilities, he might not even need the elves. Ooh, actually, wait a second. I need to go double check something, because this could get wild. I need to double check this. I don't know what chapter it is, but guys, remember what Yuno's Magic Stone can do? Even when there's no actual gate to the Shadow Palace anymore. Remember this: the portal closed. There was no way into the Shadow Palace. Yuno's Magic Stone let him in. What if after Lucius beats Yuno, he takes the Magic Stone, and that's how he gets in the Shadow Palace? That could be crazy. Wayno Godly, I think he could use Ultimate Magic. He actually can do it. He should do it naturally. Like, he shouldn't have to go and learn with the Dryad, because they had to do that because they had low. They had to use true magic to do it. It was like an artificial way to do it. So yeah, I think that Lucius could, like I said, Lucius beats Yuno, takes his magic stone, opens the Shadow Palace, goes in, and because it's the border, he's in the middle between the living world and the underworld. Combines the two. Just imagine him like in the middle of the Shadow Palace, stretching out his arms, and then closing his hands together, merging the realms. You got the underworld fused with the living world. He purifies the devil world. He purifies the devil power from the underworld. Because remember, guys, the living world has nature's mana everywhere. So if we go by that logic, there should be negative mana, like a nature's negative mana in the underworld. So he purifies it and makes heaven for his paladins. I think that's gonna happen, guys. What? Didn't I respond to what you said? I responded to what you said, Mr. Star. I went back and read it. I know for a fact. I went back and read what you said. Yeah, Gaga. That's the issue, is that Yami might be able to be easier transformed into a paladin because he already has devil power. So Lucius wouldn't even need to insert devil power into him. He should just be able to touch him and purify the devil power. Bicky, I would go back. A few years ago, I made a theory video on Noelle being the daughter of the sea god. So, based off of that, I think that she's going to be using her sea god powers. I made another Bro, I can't read every single thing. Mr. Star, you can, like just repeat stuff. Excuse me. If I miss your comment, you can say it again. Just don't spam it. But I can't read every single person's comment. Co-Spirit, what's my favorite? That's Asta. Black Clover is my favorite. Not Black Clover. Jesus. I'm tired, guys. Sorry. Asta's my favorite. Yuna, or not Yuna. Yami's number 2. I can't remember. I made a top 5 recently, but because its own devil power, Yami will maintain control. That's actually an interesting way. Though, if we go by that logic, Lucius would never make him a paladin if he knows that Yami can fight against it. Yeah, everything's good. Shadow Monarch, what's up? Will Asta have to fight all the paladins if Yuno dies? I don't know. I mean, Phantom, you can repeat stuff. Like, if I don't respond, just you can say it again a few minutes later. But just don't spam it. Like, some people will just, spam it over and over and over again. Yeah. Luck versus Longris. That's a tough one. That's a real tough one. That's a real tough one. Because, Longris has some scaling to Devil's In-On. And Luck has some scaling to Magicula. Damn, that's a tough one. That's a really good one. That is a really good one. Do I think Asta will do a combo spell with Yuno? They kind of already have, in a sense. Mr. Star. But I don't know if they can technically do a true combo spell. The actual application that we already see of combo spells, where it's the greater than the sum of the character's power when they do it. If it's they're actually creating a spell together, or if it's just them pairing their power together. If Yami gets stronger, or gets strong enough, then his ability to absorb magic, excuse me, might negate Lucius' prediction ability. I'm trying to think of how that would work. If Yami gets strong enough, then his ability to absorb magic. Yami's ability to absorb magic? Like black hole? That actually would be interesting if black hole or black moon, because it distorts space-time. That'd be interesting if Lucius couldn't see that. But then again, based on how we know Lucius can see the future, is number one, it gets explained earlier in the series that Julius sees the future because he sees the mana of the future. And Black Moon and Black Hole, they should be made by mana. And this is also like supported that he cannot see Asta because he has no mana. So that logic still might not work, but it's at least a little bit of a decent workaround. Doesn't Noel's mother have a contract with Beelzebub? No. Where do you get that from? Isaiah, I still think we have like at least 70 chapters left. Oh, Epsilon, all the Primarchs from Warhammer 40k versus the Devils from Black Clover. The Primarchs absolutely slap the Devils from Black Clover. Warhammer is way more powerful than Black Clover. How long do I think Yuno versus Lucius will be? I think it'll be at least 5 chapters. Rice Maki, I think that because I think that Lucius is going to merge the living world and the underworld and create heaven. That would be a low multiversal feat. So I think he'll be in the multiversal tier. Asta, because he'll fight that Lucius. Shelly, haven't seen you in a while, but thanks for coming back. I believe could be Ostroth or Lucius, and that sacrifice Lick's son and Bell for their magics, but I think he has sent Lick's son and Bell into the past. Damn, that would be crazy. But good thought. But I mean, like crazy, like that would be like a really cool plot twist. I don't know how that would work, but I really like what you're thinking with Shelly. Does he beat Goku? No. Yeah, so, I mean, that is if Lucius does that. Because merging 2 universes, you'd need to be multiversal in order to be strong enough to do that. What if this is where a drama like an X, whatever? Yeah, that would be like, yeah. I'm still like, a drama is just such a wild card. Like he's a supreme devil. Why is he working with Lucius? Why is Lucius not purifying him immediately? If he's so into, making paladins and he wants humans to be the rulers of the world, why is Adramlik still around? There must be some sort of contract or something that makes it so that Lucius cannot do that. Did Tabata say that the movie will be canon? It's implied to be canon, yeah. They don't really use the word canon, though. So, like, you won't find a statement of Tabata saying that, oh, yeah, this is canon. Because they don't really use that word. But, yeah, for all intents and purposes, it's canon. Multiversal, wouldn't that be as strong as Goku? I mean, just because it's, like, the same tier doesn't mean they're as strong. Because that would be low multiversal in the sense that Lucius merged to 2 universes. Whereas a far weaker version of Goku was going to destroy, like, 6 universes or something like that. Because the Dragon Ball macrocosm it consists of like 6 universes, I think. So a weaker version of Goku would be performing a stronger feat. So yeah, just because it's multiversal doesn't mean it's the same level of multiversal. I've not seen Eminence of Shadow Mythical. Black Wolves versus... Yeah, so I actually want to do a video of Austin Yuno versus Raditz. I don't know if I'm going to do that on this channel or my Broku72 channel. Because that is Dragon Ball related, but I think that actually is an interesting topic. Yeah, you're right, Lacosta. Goku might have 5D scaling too, but like just at the bare minimum, Battle of the Gods Goku was going to destroy the macrocosm with like a shared feat with Beerus on accident. So, um, but yeah, Adromali's just a weird, really weird, interesting wild card. I almost have a suspicion he might be Asta's father, which I hope not, because I do not want Asta to be the child of a Supreme Devil. But Rice, I mean, there is decent arguments that Bleach is also multiversal, because remember, Yuha Bach wanted to merge the realms together because, and I think it was the Spirit King or the Soul King of Bleach. He actually split apart and made 3 universes, so it actually would be still not on Bleach's level. But yeah, if it's just the Black Bulls, like not just Austin, but if it's the Black Bulls versus Saiyan Saga, actually though, Saiyan Saga has Goku and Vegeta though, like I'm thinking just Raditz, and I don't know if you're talking about like if it's Goku, Vegeta, Nappa, and Raditz, and Cybermen versus the Black Bulls, that might not be the Black Bulls W. Because, like, King Vegeta, with a power level of 10,000, waves his hand and destroys 3 planets and obliterates them, which has been calculated to be a either large planetary or a dwarf star level feat. So, a, like, Ozaru Vegeta, who's 180,000 power level, that might not go well for the Black Bulls. Can Asta beat Naruto or Ichigo? Probably not. Probably not. I wouldn't be surprised if Asta's stronger than Naruto more consistently at the end of the series, or Ichigo as well. But it depends. It really depends on how you scale it. But then again, I don't really scale Naruto. I'm only just barely getting into scaling Bleach. Excuse me, but Spooner and I are going to do Asta versus Yuno and to give it its own video. Not Asta versus Yuno, god damn it. Asta versus Naruto, and then we're gonna do give it its own video like at some point. We have a lot of different like we want to do Yami versus Kakashi, Yuno versus Sasuke, and stuff like that. Well, I haven't seen Tokyo Ghoul, so I don't know exactly what you're talking about, Shelly. The Soul King split Rio, or the Soul King Rio split reality into 4 realms, each a universe. Big people forget. Did he actually create Hell? I thought Hell was around before the Soul King. I thought that the Hell was like a primordial realm, but could be wrong. Like I said, like I'm still like. That's kind of why, like because I wanted to do Asta versus the Espada. Like, I wanted to like post it around now. Like it was originally planned to go live this week, like a few days ago it went live, but once the movie was delayed, okay, I'm like I'm gonna really push back this video because I want to know a lot more about Bleach. I want to make this as accurate as possible. So but yeah, I'm doing Asta versus the Espada, and then hopefully like if Bleach does come back, I might make just Bleach videos more consistently. The Tree of Clover has 11D or Infinite. I mean Infinite, that's decently supported. But 11D, please expand upon that. Yeah, I guess if so, like Broku72 is my second channel. I mean, really, it was my main channel for a while. I'll link it, but oh my god. Well, I gotta love Black Clover clickbait on my YouTube recommended videos. Some channel that I never watch, but for some reason I always get recommended to watch it. But yeah, I'll link Broku72. I haven't posted on there. Well, I guess I did post there a month ago, but I do have a couple videos planned for that, like a what if, a new what if. But yeah, here's the link to Broku72. How do you feel about Goku versus Seraph? Been seeing this going around on Twitter. I'd probably go with Goku. But I know Fairy Tail is very strong. So and Zeref is really hacks, but then again, Dragon Ball characters, if they're stronger, they kind of overpower the hacks. Um, Cliff Tree is 7 dimensional. Okay, I want to see why you guys think that. Yeah, like it only showed the Clover content on that. He could. That's a good point. When I showed Lucius holding the world. Um, yeah. How would if Lucius creates a new world realm and destroys it and recreates it? What scale? I mean, that's really like a redundant. Like it would just be universal. If you're talking like he creates a realm as in a universe, if he just creates a universe, that's universal. If he destroys it, that's universal. And then if he recreates it, that's still just universal. He would need to do it all at once in order for it to be multiversal. Julius is not beating Aizen. I think Lucius has a shot, but not right now. You have a theory that Charmy will turn out to be the mastermind of all, and she's a corrupted earth spirit that's imposing the real goddess. But I think the real goddess is Noelle. Huh. I have never heard that before. I definitely appreciate, Shelly, your theories, because there's stuff that I've never heard of before. I don't know if I don't know about that one, but that is really interesting though. Thanks for sharing. Bill Cipher versus Goku. I don't know how strong Bill Cipher is. Seventh dimensional trees. Yeah, what is with this higher dimensional cliff off stuff? Like, can I get like? I guess if you are basing it off of like actual demonology, which then again, that might actually be valid because Tabata uses a literal image from mythology, from demonology, to show the cliff off in Black Clover. Like when Dante shows the tree of cliff off, that is literally just an image that Tabata just copy and pasted from the internet because that's a real demonology image and he put it in there. He didn't. I don't think he drew that. I think that was just placed in there. Okay, Limelight, please tell me where it stated that the each layer of the cliff off is a higher dimension than the other. Because I have never seen that. That could be like like I said, I was just talking about. Like I know there's stuff like talks about that and that the tree of cliff off in actual like demonology in our world that the tree of cliff off is higher per dimension, but I mean it's a higher dimensional per gate or per layer. But yeah, just let me know. I would be interested to see if there's actually a statement about that. I bet I could beat Goku. I mean, I could beat Goku. I could beat anybody in Fiction and Ask because I could just rip their page in two. Bill Cipher's a 40 being. Depends. Morris states it. Where does he state it? Where does he state that the Tree of Cliffoff is a higher dimension per gate? But he said Morris states it, so it's got to be in the Spade Saga. Bill Cipher's OP goes pretty strong-willed, so he's a chance with 3D Bill Cipher collapse go through 3D. Am I still swole? I'm not as swole as I was, but I'm still, like, I got muscle. I'm getting back into it. I had some injuries, so I kind of lost some muscle. But yeah. I'm still pretty strong. Roku versus Jesus. Base Yuno or Lumiere. Base Yuno, collapse Lumiere, bravo. Jesus is AP. I have not seen the Yasuke anime, no. It did look interesting though. He has an only... Broku has an only swole? You mean to say only swole? Fitness. I should do fitness videos again. I probably will one day. but that'd probably be a while. I just don't have the time, to be honest. Like, I'm trying to branch out. Like, I'm gonna make videos on other stuff, like, but it's still gonna be manga or anime. But fitness, maybe if I can make a fitness video that's related to anime or manga that I like, then I could do it. But where do I scale? Not to. From what I've seen, he's a very least large planetary, but likely way higher. I mean, just watch all my old fitness videos on my highlights channel. They're all still there. But with that being said, guys, I think I gotta end the stream here. I'm like really tired, and my sleep schedule's messed up, and I want to get my next video out. Because guys, you guys are gonna be getting like a fair. So you guys just got a video on Saturday, right? This Wednesday, you're getting another video. That's Black Clover Never Copied Naruto. And then, a few days after that, I think on Saturday, you're getting another big theory. So like, today, yesterday you got a video. So you're gonna be getting 3 videos in a 1 week span. That's not gonna be normal. It's just like kind of from circumstance. But yeah, so Black Clover Never Copied Naruto is coming out on Wednesday. And then I think it's Saturday, like a week from yesterday, so 6 days from now, you're going to be getting a big theory video. And then it's going to be like back to normal, like 1 video a week. I hope that I can get to 2 videos a week for you guys. That'll be if I like get to the point where I can hire an editor to edit like half or even most of my videos. But yeah, so you guys are getting more uploads just for this week. But all right, 279. Okay, I want to read this real quick. He said about higher dimensional cliff off stuff. So he said it's 279. Literally nothing is mentioned here about the cliff hop being high dimensional per 8. Limai. But anyways, y'all, thanks for coming in. Thanks for all the support. I will probably be streaming again on Wednesday, hopefully, and then on Sunday again as well. Yeah, thanks for all the support, everybody, and hope you guys all have a good rest of your weekend and the rest of your week. It's my spring break next week. I'm excited. I have a week off of school,